Since a Colonial Pipeline gas leak was discovered in Huntersville back on August 14, 2020, Fox 46 has been dedicated to uncovering the details, reporting the facts, and telling the stories of residents who have lived in that area. Now, a few months ago, Fox 46's Derek Dellinger, who has led our Colonial Pipeline coverage, was tipped off that a single mom in Huntersville had toddlers with excessive levels of a petroleum additive in their system, leading us to investigate. Here's their story. 4-year-old twins Quinn and Reese don't look the same, don't act the same, but they do share something scary in common: an excessive level of a gasoline chemical in their little bodies.
MTBE was the main one that my daughter's results were literally off the chart. And my daughter without autism, her numbers were higher.
MTBE is a gasoline additive that's been banned in North Carolina since 2008. Lisa discovered the remnants of MTBE in her twins and herself after taking Quinn, her autistic daughter, to Dr. Hines,
Stay well.
family physician specializing in autism. Dr. Hines ordered a variety of tests.
I'm trying to figure out, whether we've got a genetic cause, a toxic cause, nutritional. It can run the gamut.
When the results came in, Quinn and Reese both had double the amount of the maximum levels. Lisa wondered, was it her new home with its new paint, new furniture, and construction? But Dr. Hines said,
no, she's like, it's something else.
And then Lisa thought about what was happening in her Huntersville neighborhood.
I remembered the Colonial Pipeline gas spill. So I told her about that, and she's like, yep, that's what it is. That's the cause. There was total certainty in her voice. She had seen it before with other patients.
A gas leak near Lisa's home was discovered on August 14, 2020, and is still being cleaned up. Dr. Hines confirmed what she said to Lisa, and when we told the doctor MTBE had been discovered in the gas spill,
Well, obviously somebody must be doing something. They were unaware of it being banned, I suppose.
North Carolina's Department of Environmental Quality completed a site assessment of the spill, showing MTBE levels almost 20 times the allowable amount. Colonial Pipeline provided this statement: "Our hearts go out to this family as no one wants to see a child fall ill." Immediately after learning of the family's concerns from DEQ in December, Colonial Pipeline analyzed data from environmental monitors and shared that data with DEQ. This data confirmed that there is no pathway of exposure that would link these conditions to the release site that is more than a mile away from their home. With expensive tests and treatments her full-time job doesn't cover, this single mom is frayed.
I tried to have children for 10 years and had a son who passed away prematurely. And so my girls, I wanted them for forever. They've just been the best thing that's ever happened to me. So when I found this news out, it was scary because, I wanted to do everything I could to make sure that, they're safe and they're healthy.
Because toxic chemicals in the air, in the water, and in our soil are dangerous.
It can cause liver damage, kidney damage, neurological damage.
And Dr. Hines says MTBE can predispose children to cancer. Lisa hasn't filed a lawsuit and isn't placing blame. She just wants the state and Colonial Pipeline to investigate.
Yes, an environmental issue, but I feel like it's a health issue too. And I don't see many people addressing the health part of it.
Lisa worries for her friends, for her neighbors.
If we got exposed, they got exposed.
And yes, for her family. The only explanation besides petroleum for the byproduct of MTBE to be found in a person is through a genetic variant. Dr. Hines doesn't think that's the case here with the twins because, number one, the twins have different genetic blueprints. They are fraternal. They have very similar numbers of the MTBE in their systems. Now, the second reason, to get it in through your system, it goes through a metabolic pathways, and that is very rare. The numbers wouldn't be this high. The maximum number is 11,000 units. That's what we see in the labs. Reese was over 25,000 and Quinn was over 20,000. The genetic condition shows much smaller readings. Now, we also spoke to 2 other parents who had their kids tested. These folks, they live in the area. One family right next to Lisa, another 2 miles from the spill. I have reviewed those labs, and those labs reveal a 5-year-old child was at 75% of the maximum amount of MTBE. A 4-year-old was at 95%, and an 8-year-old was at 50%. Now, Dr. Hines and myself, we conducted research that says that an older person gets, it is more easy for us to detox. So a child is less likely to get rid of a toxic substance like MTBE. Now, for the full story, go to fox46.com.